50 acres where the grass grows high lives a Longhorn bull with a watchful eye. He's got pedigree, pride, and that Texas glare, with a stare that'll stop you cold right there. Don't mess with Tex, you best respect. He's king of the land, and he don't forget. He don't want trouble, just wants his space. Give him that, it won't end in a chase. He's the legend, the pride of the West. Don't mess with Tex. He don't need touching to know you're near. Nothing wrong with a healthy fear. He ain't mean, but he ain't no pet. He'll give respect if you give what you get. Don't mess with Tex, just tip your hat. He knows where you stand, and he's fine with that. He's done his job, and he's earned his rest. Still the boss, still the best. He's the thunder that rolls with every step. Don't mess with Tex. He ain't slowing down, just taking it in, watching his family chase the wind. But he'll always be the name they say when they talk about bulls the Texas way. Don't mess with Tex, the Longhorn king. He gave it all, didn't miss a thing. With his lady by his side, he'll roam his days out Texas style. So raise a glass, never forget. Don't mess with Tex.
And good morning and hi to hello, everybody. Cheers to you all. Coffee clinks to all my coffee drinkers, or if you're a Dr. Pepper drinker, water bottle, or if you're English and you drink tea, it doesn't matter. Coffee clinks or whatever you got to clink with me, that's to you all. Good morning and happy Sunday. It's good. I hope you guys are off to a beautiful start, hoping that you had a beautiful and just a wonderful weekend. I'm sitting here with all of my girls gathered around. Trixie's here at my feet. Stella's just kind of wondering, and Christmas is ready to go back inside. And it's a pleasure having you guys join me this morning. Thank you so much. I have not spoken to Jamie yet this morning to know what's going on with her. I do not know when. Nope. I said at 8 o'clock, I'm awake, and I've heard nothing. I'll tell you what, though. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But I will say this. If the roles were reversed, you guys ever thought about that? If the roles were reversed, I did speak to her last night, and I know how busy she was. Now, don't y'all do that. I'm messing with her. I don't need you all to jump over here and feel like you got some girl code and you have to defend her. All right? I don't need all that this morning. And it seems like what people do naturally, just want to jump up and start defending everybody. Here's my thing, and this goes not just with Jamie, but to everybody. I know that Jamie walks around with her phone in her hand. I know that Jamie never leaves her phone. Never. And I've hung out with her, known her, lived alongside her for years and years and years. And I know that she knows everything that's going on with everybody because she's constantly on her phone. Even while she works from Zoom, she's working and talking, yet every time that she's not actually on the big screen, she's scrolling through her phone, and then she can get back to work. And so there's not a whole lot you can say to defend that, except for the fact that whatever she's doing, however busy she is, it's a lot more busy than what she normally is. All right. So it's nice to see you all. Boy, and aren't you coming out in droves to defend that? Okay, in my defense, it only takes a second or less to send a text. It only takes a second, but it is what it is. Maybe they're still sleeping. Was it 9:45 my time? I don't know what time it is in Alabama. I think it's the same time. And then so it is what it is. But no, just to go ahead and answer those questions, I have not spoken to Jamie. I do not know their plans for today. I know that they were exhausted last night, and I have not heard from her. So, anywho, it's the same time in Alabama as it is here. So it's not jealousy. It's just courtesy. There's a difference. And then, like I said at the beginning of the show, if the roles were reversed, so it's real easy for a whole bunch of you sweet ladies to sit there and try to defend her. But sweet ladies, remember this: the next time your husband is traveling or out of town or goes to have a drink with a friend or goes to play darts, and you cannot get a reply phone call or a text or anything else. And then you remember this. You remember this. How you were so fast to defend. Oh, Diane says, Lester, are you listening to yourself? No. I mean, I hear everything that I'm saying. So anywho, yeah, we have that. I understand that Flat Lester is more than likely gone for good, and that's fine. You know what? If someone else can enjoy him, then by all means, go ahead. Well, thank you to the few folks who are actually supporting and defending me. More than likely, the folks who support and defend me, they also have a partner that can sometimes, we'll just let that go. Let's just go ahead and let that go. The birds are doing wonderful. I sat here this morning and I had a very sweet lady and her husband came up to get those steps I was telling you about. Hey, Alan, nice to see you, bud. Had a lady and her husband come up to get those steps. They're going to use those at their property. And I says, by all means, you're welcome to them. So I helped load them. They got them strapped down. I let her feed Sweet Caroline, and that was wonderful. And then I took them for a ride on the side-by-side out to the big pasture to hang out with the cows and see the babies. And it was a nice, pleasant visit. It was wonderful. So thank you guys for the coming and getting those steps. I'm glad that they saw that message, and now the steps are no longer a part of the front yard. Yeah, they were too big to do much with. I had used them for a while when I was going to get on the backs of the big horses. But I learned that I can use those other steps. They're a lot lighter weight. I can carry them with one hand. And Deborah, we already have 3 ponds on this property. I don't mind answering questions. I don't really have an agenda today. I did not bring anything necessarily to talk about in specifics, but I do want to sit here, guys. I've already been off and done all of my chores for the morning, and I've taken you guys out with me to do everything and every chore. Feels like every day of the week. So could I just sit here today and just sit and relax for a bit, if you don't mind? I did get a full 6 hours sleep. Thank you, Jennifer Weston. I appreciate you. You're so sweet to me. However, Jennifer, I do have a bone to pick. I do have a bone to pick with sweet Jennifer Weston. Hey, Ken. Nice to see you here this morning, bud. I feel like Jennifer has abandoned the channel. Yeah, we don't see her much anymore. Remember, guys, how I am. I remember everything. Just not the stuff I should remember. I remember everything else, just not what I should remember. Ryan the Roaster. Hey, Ken. Ken says, well, thank you, Lester. I'm just going to relax, if you don't mind. I'm not going to grab my phone and walk out across the pasture and do all the things. I will say this. The horses have been fed. The birds, I watched the birds eat. As a matter of fact, they were eating just a moment ago. The cows are good. The big birds, horses, cows, calves, Caroline, everything's wonderful. One of the cutest things that happened this morning, though, is when I came out to feed Caroline, I was a little bit later than normal. I worked a little bit longer than, I slept a little bit longer than I normally do. And when I walked out, Caroline had already gone off with the other cows to the back. And so I was waiting for that couple to arrive to pick up those steps, so I couldn't go off and feed her right away. Had her bottle already sitting here on the porch. And so at some point, I'm guessing Caroline heard my voice. And so she came running from the far back. And I mean the far back. I saw her. I watched her. Me and this couple watched her running. But listen, she did not come by herself. She brought Libby with her. Yeah, Libby. That's Liberty Bell. She brought Libby with her. And these two calves just come running from the back. They cross the dry creek, come running all the way up the hill to the fence line. And I said, we were all shocked. We're like, look, she brought Libby with her. She brought Libby. And so we walk over together. I give the bottle to the sweet lady. And I'm like, you're going to feed her this morning. And boy, all of a sudden, we saw Trinity, which is Libby's mom. Trinity was not happy. She come running across that pasture, bellowing, screaming, hollering, yelling. And oh boy, was Libby in some trouble. Libby turned around, made a big circle, and off she goes back to meet her mom. But it was so cute seeing Libby and Caroline run up together. Libby didn't know what she was doing or why she was doing it. But Caroline says, hey, come with me. And off Libby goes. Yes, off Libby goes. So back to mom. But no, we had it was a nice chance to bottle feed. Hey, girls. Now all my girls have come up for some loving. Stella's like, hey, you ain't shown me in a video in a long time. Could I get some airtime here? Okay, Stella, you got your airtime. So everything's fine. All the chores have been done. And then I'll remind you guys, I had to do the same thing yesterday. But now that the horses are here and they've already been fed and watered, Caroline is here. The only thing that I have to rush back over to do, and it's not really that big of a rush, is let the dogs in, because right now the dogs are all out. And being out is fine. The dogs being Millie, Fiona, and Ritzy. They have their fan. They have the shop. They have the yard. They're not going to go anywhere. And so all I have to do is go over to do the dogs this morning, let the chickens out. I don't think that you understand how much easier life just got by moving these horses over here and having everything on one property. And so if that's not made my life so much easier, especially when Jamie travels, I also have the big birds, the ostriches. So now And then in case you're wondering about the other animals like the goats, the pigs, the alpaca, and the donkeys, chickens. Chickens have to be let out at some point. They have to be fed and watered, obviously, and that can happen whenever I get over. The chickens are not going to sit there and kill themselves because they're not having access to the free range. All right. And then everything else is fine. We don't feed the animals in the mornings, not during this time of year. They go out and they graze. Hey, this is a great trivia question. Can anybody tell me in the comments why we do not feed like grains in the mornings? Why do we not feed grains in the mornings? I'm looking for the first person who can answer that comment. I'm going to actually stick your name up here. I'm looking for the first person. What is the reason? So Mary Aline Antonio says, so they'll get out there and forage. Yes, guys, you need those animals to. Now, everyone's saying it, guys. I know you're all saying it. Yes, there's a whole lot of correct answers. Someone else says it's going to make them lazy. I got to find that. That was so funny. Brenda goes, they'll be lazy and they won't graze. That is true. Debbie from Canada, you want them to graze. That's their job. Yes, absolutely, guys. You're so good. Thank you all for listening to some things that I say. Thank you for hearing me in some things that I say. We do want the animals to get out and do their job. Remember, if they don't get out and do their job, our pastures grow up in all kinds of weeds and trash and all kinds of nasty stuff. Now, in case you're concerned, we do water in the afternoons. We also have ponds in both sides of the pastures. And we want those animals to get up in the morning with the sun and go out and do their job. They have a job to do. That's called hobby farming. Hobby, Hobby. A hobby farmer does not mean that they eat their animals. Please don't ever think that just because you get the word farmer attached to your name that you go out there and eat your goats and eat your pigs and eat your animals. You don't. Many hobby farmers have animals as pets, and those pets serve a purpose. The same way cats can help rid your home or your barn from mice and maybe snakes, so can your animals in your pastures rid yourself of weeds, vines, and just things that you don't want to have growing. And so the reason we don't have poison ivy and all of these horrible things growing all over the place in our pastures is because our goats help maintain those pastures. So once in a while, we will get a weed that the goats will not eat. And we will have to go out there and take care of that ourselves with an herbicide. But for the most part, we want those animals to get up and do their job. We do not want to have everything overgrown. How is Danny today? So there's something wrong with Danny. And it was nice having a chance to speak to the sweet lady. Guys, I don't want to give you their names. I don't think that I'd rather respect their privacy. But they do live local right here down the road at along Lake Livingston, which is just 15, 20 minutes from here. I'm actually north of Lake Livingston, whereas Longhorn Luster's is south of Lake Livingston. And we drove down together, and she said, she goes, Lester, she goes, I know that you've tried to avoid talking about it. She also knows that I'm trying to avoid doing as much Danny videoing. She says, but she's the kind of person that likes to watch everything else going on around me. She's one of those Bia Vanessas we talk about. And she said that she knows there's something wrong with Danny. And I says, yes, there is something wrong with Danny. I says, I just don't know what. And so she asked, could it possibly be something to do with the deficiency in that vitamin A? And I says, absolutely. And so I told her, and I even showed her what we did to address that. I didn't make a big deal about it with you all yet, but I did. I bought a tub. It's a large black tub. It looks a whole lot like the protein licks, except this one over here, I think they call it PV something, and it is just a lick that's filled with vitamins, all kinds of vitamins. And remember what happened last week? We tried to come live from outside, and as soon as we sat down, the flies came from everywhere. So we're having a little bit of a fly issue. I don't want to take you indoors. It's so nice out here. Just the temperature is perfect. It's a beautiful morning. And so Danny is acting a little bit weird. And I just don't know why. I do not think it has anything to do with her losing a calf. I mean, I know that must be an issue. So the way the licks go, you cannot make an animal lick it. Yeah, you cannot make someone lick it if they don't want to. But you hope that it's something that her instincts will tell her that she needs to do. The same way we have a craving for carbs, for example, or we have our body tells us we need some kind of a vitamin. The same reason that kids will sometimes eat dirt. Their bodies need something. And the way we sometimes will eat and even swallow our nails, your body's lacking in something, and your body has a way of letting you know that you need it. And so we gave her access to the lick. I've seen a number of cows licking on it. I just can't say that I've seen her licking on it, but I don't sit there and stare at her out the door all day either. So I worry about Danny. And I will also say that I don't think she feels 100%, but like the vet said, she doesn't have a fever, and you cannot take a cow the way you can a horse and have them just lift up their foot to do an inspection. You for larger animals like cows, you have to actually have someone come out with a contraption. It's a board, and you walk your animal alongside that board, and then you strap them onto it, and then the board will tilt. And sometimes they'll do it with a hydraulic system, but that's what we're going to probably have to do but she's not limping as bad. So for those who say it's because of her limp, I thought that might be the case too, but I just don't know. Guys, just remember, though, we're not going to purposely neglect or avoid anybody. The animals are always going to come first. But I will also agree with Miss Carrie, who says Danny has not seemed to be herself ever since she lost that baby. And I would agree with that. Danny has not been herself since she lost the baby. And so could that have something to do with it? Possibly so. I just don't know. Here's what I do know. She's eating, all right? She's drinking water, and she's following the herd all around the pastures. So we're not concerned with her like being deathly ill. And she has no fever, so you can stop with all the infection talk. So, all right, well, I'm just going to look away from the comments for a minute, and we're going to change the subject. So the big birds are still inside the barn. Cows are not happy about that. My bulls are all laid up, sitting here. They have it completely encircled the barn. They want their space back. And they need to give me one more day. I need 24 more hours. And what I will do tomorrow morning, Monday morning, I will walk out and I will open up the barn. I will let the big birds out into the pasture. I think that by then they'll have a good understanding of where they're at. They'll be familiar with the sights and the sounds. They'll be familiar with the traffic along the highway and the occasional train that comes by. And then I think that we'll be okay. Let's not forget that there are two very large trees in those pastures that can offer shade. There's also a small pond. We call it the oasis. And the birds are going to be fine. So once again, the reason that I moved the birds into that bullpen pasture is because I want to make sure that I only have one place that's not safe for anyone to go. And so I will be the only one who will be going into that pasture. No one has to worry about Jamie or Lex or anybody else going into that pasture. That would be foolish. And I will let everybody know that's the pasture you do not go into. There's no future construction going to happen in there. So we don't have a fear of any construction workers, or there's no power lines that run across that pasture. So I don't worry about any employees of the power company coming along to do anything. There's 10 acres of the most beautiful green grass. It has, like I said, 2 very large shade trees in the pasture. It has running water. It has a pond. It has a large barn we call the ballroom. It has rolls of hay. It has a feed buggy, and we also have fresh water that we keep filled. And so I will be the only one going into that pasture. Because we have the 500-gallon water tank along with 2 150-gallon water tanks, I don't even have to go in there daily. I can go in there every 2 or every 3 days and refill water, and there's always been plenty of water. To answer your question about Caroline, yes, she does sleep with the herd. Guys, I'm going to lean back. Can I just relax a little bit and lean back? I don't mean to look tacky, but if you don't mind, I'm just going to lean back in my chair and just relax this morning. Normally, I try to set up straight and tall the way a creator should while they're on a live, but I just want to relax this morning. I'm sore. I'm so sore. I'm just going to tell you, my body hurts so darn bad, okay? My body hurts so bad. Hey, can I show you something? I'm not too afraid to show you this. All right, so as I'm talking, I get a text from Jamie, from Lex, and from Ryan the Roaster. Ryan the Roaster made his picks. Lex laughs at something I sent him, and Jamie says, we are leaving Cog Hill. Nice to hear from you, sweet. Period. I'm on a live, and I've let everybody know that you finally texted, period. I really did. I just said that. Look. There you go. I'm going to send y'all a couple of things. Did I ever finish editing that? Let me see if I finished editing this. I think I did. All right. I'm going to send this to you all. We can watch it together for the first time. Send this over here. I'm receiving it now. Okay. Video file. I think this is it. I'm sure you've heard the stories. They have killed lions. Even here on our own property, they have decapitated coyote. And today, I have to move them. We're talking about our big birds, our ostriches. So good to see that.
I have to look good.
I feel like everything from my belly button down is pretty safe. Of course, I'll throw my boots on, so I should be very protected from the waist down, which is very important. Now let's focus on our upper body. Now, what you may not know is that you do not have to worry about the upper body of an ostrich. You only have to worry about the talon. The talon is the body part that they have known to, well, they can gut you. I'll just say it that way. They've been known to gut you. Pillowcase. This has to go over his head. If an ostrich cannot see what he's kicking, he's a whole lot less likely to kick you. Of course, we will be wearing our boots and my face gear. In case you're wondering, this was my inside sweater, and this here was the outside sweater, and that talon went through both. How about that? All right, Carl and the ladies are loaded, and they will be moving now to their new forever home. And then I cannot forget to show you this. This was that brand new pillowcase. Yeah, this here is the brand new pillowcase. Look at how it's just shredded. Look at this. So it's hard for me to describe exactly what happens, but I will say this, that the females are not near as dangerous as the males. I have no fear, zero fear of the females whatsoever. I don't know if you noticed, but I did have to lariat rope Debbie. I could not get her and Carl to separate. They kept running together, and I had to separate them. So I had to rope Debbie and get Carl away from her before I could try to load her. But Carl was absolutely the most dangerous. He's the one that has, he's obviously the one that you're the most fearful of. But when I put the pillowcase over his head, what he kept doing was taking his talons and doing this. He was laying on the ground, and he kept doing this, and he grabbed the underneath of my sleeve and just ripped apart all of that. he grabbed the pillowcase itself, the pillowcase over his head, and he shredded it as well. And so I had this horrible fear that what if he ends up accidentally grabbing himself? Now, I was wearing a helmet. I wore a helmet on purpose. I did not want to have him pierce me in the eye or the ear or the face. Protect the face. Okay, I make a living with this, guys. I make a living with this thing. Not a very good living, but I do make a living with this face, okay? It's not a good living. Sheesh, please. Why not? Anywho's, I know you're playing. I know that you're playing. I wore my helmet, though, to keep my face and my neck and my area here protected. I hope that you would be proud of me. But Carl did shred everything else. And he got that pillowcase and just shredded it once and then shredded it again. And there's multiple holes in that pillowcase. But no, we got everything done and the birds are over. And so I'm very, very blessed that there were no injuries. But I will say that I'm sore. I am so very sore. Don't you just love her? Don't we just love us some Jennifer Spencer and her commentary? What's more scary, the bulls or Carl? No, I would say Carl, absolutely. Absolutely Carl. Carl, I think, is the absolutely Carl, without question. Now, here's why. I kind of, at this point in my life, and guys, don't forget, I've been working with cows, there with my dad and my uncle since I was just a little fella. And so I kind of know cow behavior. I know their behaviors. And I also hope that together we have a mutual respect for each other. You guys know that I've always said this about the bulls, especially, that I don't like to do a whole lot of hands-on with the bulls. I want them to have a little bit of a fear of me, and I want to continue to have a respect for them. And together we can live in harmony. I'll give them what they need, and then they will respect me at the same time. But I'm just going to say that Carl is very unpredictable. You just don't know exactly what he's thinking or why he's thinking it. I just cannot help but remind you guys of all of the wonderful moments we've had with Carl. For those who've watched the channel for a while can remember the days of letting Carl and his babies out to run around in the yard. Who remembers the day that the power company came out to install lights in the ostrich pasture, and we took a group photo? Power company guy, power company guy, power company guy, Carl, power company guy, power company guy, power company guy, and myself. And Carl's like one of the gang. Carl's like one of the boys. He's standing there amongst all of us guys. If anyone can ever find that photo and post that to the community page, I'll send you $20. I will. I'll send you $20 if you got Cash App. I will. I'll send you $20 if anyone can find that picture. I believe it's probably going to be on Facebook. I'm going to guess and say I'm a Survivor or Longhorn Lester Facebook. I just don't know. But there is a picture of Carl with all of us all of us men. Like we're having like a men's club. And Carl is right there in that picture. And there are so many folks who have no idea about that picture. It does exist. It might be on the I'm a Survivor Instagram. The thing is, I don't have any of those anymore. I got rid of the Facebook and the Instagram. I can pull them up. I got rid of my TikTok. I'm just focused solely on YouTube. And so I could pull those up on Jamie's computer if I need to. And sometimes I will or I'll have Jamie post a picture on one of my channels for something. But if anyone can take the time to research and try to find that picture, I just don't know where it's at. But I will. But here's the thing. It did happen when we got those lights installed over at Longhorn Lester's. And if anybody wants to go find that, that would be great. And if you just make sure you tell me your Cash App information, I'll Cash App you over some money. All righty. So a lot of people remember the picture. We just don't know where it's going to be at. I know it's not on YouTube. It was an actual photograph. And it's going to be somewhere on Facebook or Instagram, maybe even TikTok. I just don't know. It was not in a video. So it was not in a video. It was an actual photograph. That's why I'm thinking it must have been Facebook or Instagram. But no, I'll tell you what. And then I'll go ahead and answer another question that's popped up quite a few times. Now, I know that not everyone's able to watch every video that I post. And guys, I'm not upset about that. I know that I post a lot more than what you have time to watch. But I want to remind you of something. And this is something that was told to me from our social media rep. They have analytics that I don't have. And they assured me, hey, Alan, there should be a Carl video just like there's a text video. Oh, Alan. So that would be Miss Megan. Miss Megan, I think that you're here. Miss Megan, would you be interested in doing a Carl video? Miss Megan is a sweet lady, guys, and listen to me. She wants no credit whatsoever. She will not take my money. She won't take it. I says, Megan, just let me give you a few dollars. Just take your family to dinner, go somewhere with your partner, take a couple of nights and just go get a massage, go get your nails done. And she will not. She won't. She will not take my money. Someone goes, F you, Carl. And so one day I said, you know what? I can find somebody's Megan, her name is Megan. I can find somebody's PayPal and their Cash App by using their phone number. And I have her phone number. So what I did was, it's a Megan thing. It comes with the name. That's cute, Megan. That's another Megan. That's not the Megan. That's another sweet Megan. But listen, so I found her phone number and I went to her PayPal, and sure enough, I discovered her name. And so I put some money on there to send her, and I pressed send, and it said, sorry, this receiver has not set up her account to receive monies at this time. And I'm like, who does that? Who does that? Who turns on their PayPal and refuses to accept money? But no, she has done so much for our channel and so much with those videos. So here's what she does. Let me tell you how she does it. She literally writes these poems, and then she sends me the poetry. Megan, I hope that you don't mind me saying this. I haven't seen Miss Megan in a little bit. I hope you don't mind me saying this. I know that she wants to remain low key. She does not want to be in the spotlight, and you respect that so very much. But Miss Megan will send me a poem, and she'll say, hey, what do you think about this? And I'll read the poem, and I'll say either, Megan, this is beautiful, or there's been times when I says, Megan, I like what you're trying to do here, but I don't really like these couple of lines. or something. And so then she'll take it and she'll revise it. And I'll kind of give her what my vision might be. And then next thing you know, she'll create a poem based on whatever animal we're talking about. And then whenever she gets it all done, she'll send it to me to make sure that I'm okay with it. And whenever I am, then she goes to work on finding video clips. So she finds video clips to match up to the poem. Guys, can you imagine how much time that takes? Because she has to be scanning through hundreds, maybe even thousands of video clips to find these little clips of videos. And then she puts it to her app to get music added to it. And so it's just I don't know how she manages a full-time job and still finds time to do so much for our channels. And she's just absolutely just a beautiful soul of a person. And then I told her, I says, Megan, please do me one favor. I says, I only ask you of one thing. I says, please outlive me. Please outlive me if you can. And I want you to make the day that I pass, either from sickness, disease, or accident, please make me a video like Tex. Please make me a video like you did for Hurricane Harvey. Please make me a video, Miss Megan, to commemorate and to talk about my time here on social media. And that will be the last video that I will play. Now, I won't be playing it, but I'll have someone else play it. And then that will be what you all can remember me by. How about that? I would love that. I would love that. Megan says she will. She goes, okay, Lester, I promise. So hold on. If someone found that picture, can you please email it to me right now and I'll stick it up here. My email, I'm going to see if someone has already sent it to me. Gosh darn it. It's from Megan. That's the wrong picture. That's not the right picture. That's Moo. That's not Carl. That's Moo. That's the wrong picture. That's Moo. I want Carl the ostrich. That's the wrong picture. I just got my email. That's Moo. I'll stick that one up here. I thought someone found the exact picture. Where's it at? I need to go to recents. Oh, where's that picture at? That's not Carl. This is Moo. That's Moo, and that's during the pandemic. Look how we all had to be 6 foot apart. That's not Carl, though. That's Moo. That's my big galoot Moo. Thank you, though. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, here we go. Okay. Somebody found it. Okay, let me save this. They found it on I'm a Survivor's Instagram, I think. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of it. I think this must have been on I'm a Survivor Instagram or either TikTok, but I'm not certain. And let me send this to you all. You guys are so good. How did I know someone was going to be able to go find this thing? I'm going to airdrop it to you. Give me 1 second. You guys are so very, you're so sleuthy. You're so very sleuthy, like detectives. Here we go. Look. This is Carl. Guys, that's Carl. And Carl's like, hey, fellas, That's an entire group of construction workers. Miss Megan's like, sorry, I didn't look close enough. Where's that? Oh, Megan. Megan, this is Megan sent a picture of Moo, not Carl. There's Carl. That's cute. And no, Carl has his good days, guys. Carl has his good days. And this was one of those good days where he just wanted to be one of the boys. He's out there with the fellas, just hanging around, doing his thing, just wanting to be one of the boys, doing a group hug with Carl. And these guys were just so enchanted with having this big bird walk up, had no fear, just wanted to see what we were doing, wanted to hang out with us. And Carl can have days like that. So don't think that Carl's always quite so jerky, okay? Because he's not. And no, this was after Carl had babies. Carl had already had babies at this point. Carl had babies back when he was in Plum Grove. This is after Carl had babies and he was living here. And if you notice behind Carl, there's another bird. That might be one of the females. I'm not sure. So please do not think that Carl has always been a jerk, because he has not been. I wish I could find the actual picture of this. I know that whatever we put it on kind of turned it sideways and put a title and all of those kind of things. But this was on the I'm a Survivor, and I'm guessing that has to be a short or a reel or whatever they do on Facebook. So, all righty, I'll remove that now. But no, like I was saying, I sent a link to the video. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this link to the video, guys. Give me a moment. This will be really cute if I can find it. If it is on my email. Okay, so Monica found the actual picture of that. I'll stick it up here for you all. I want to save it to my phone first. And then we also have Carly. Okay, Carly sent what we just looked at. Kim sent a picture of the thumbnail. And, oh, this is the actual video. So Kim says, okay, hold on. Kim, I can't see. So Kim, do me a favor, Kim. So there is a video. This is the video, and it's on YouTube. It's called Group Hug, Carl Gets Lights. Group Hug, Carl Gets Lights. But I don't think that's the title of the video. Let me see if that's the actual video title. Sometimes we put that's the title of the thumbnail, but not the actual video. And then also, I need to know what channel is that on. Group Hug, Carl Gets Lights. So, see, I cannot find it. I need more information on that picture. I need to know what channel it's on and the actual name of the video. So I need to know what channel. You sent me a beautiful thumbnail, but I don't know what channel or the name of the thumbnail of the video. So I'm going to go to my content. We're going to look at the other channel. Group Hug, Carl Gets Lights. So that is not the title of the video. It's not. So I don't know the title of the video. I'll need someone to send me. Go ahead, Kim, if you know where it's at, please send me that, please. So remember that the title on the thumbnail is not always the same title on the video. And I can only look it up by the video title, not the thumbnail title. All righty. I'm going to pull up this is the actual picture. So there's the actual photograph right there. And you can see that Carl, we're here in the yard, right there beside Jamie's raised bed garden. And these construction workers are out there putting up lights for all the animals. And they all just gather around and they all sit there and they want to be a friend to Carl. So someone said it's called security lights at Longhorn Lester's. Let me see if I can find that real fast. Give me a moment, guys. Guys, what else you gonna go do? What else are you gonna go do? Watch football? Does anybody know what time the I'm trying to find it, guys. All right, what was it called again? Let me find it. Security lights at Longhorn Lester's. Security lights at Longhorn Lester's. Okay, I found it. So this is the actual, let me hide that. So this is the actual video. If you want to go watch it, it's called Security Lights at LHL. It was August 10th of 2022. All righty. So that, for anyone that wants to go actually watch the video, that right there is the video, and that's how you find it. It had 45,000 views on it. So anyway, very interesting. Don't know where that all came from. Okay. So, well, guys, listen, I've had you for an hour. I want to thank y'all for joining me for my cup of coffee. I've about finished it. If all goes well, we'll be back this evening with our Sanctuary Sunday. I can promise you that Jamie will not be home by then, but hopefully I'll be able to have her join me, and then me, Jamie, and Steph can all be live together. That will be at 8 o'clock Central Time. And then, like I said, I would not really expect a whole lot of videos to happen during the day. Guys, it's just a lot going on. Okay. But if I'm able to record something video worthy and I can throw it together, then I'll do that. Otherwise, you guys enjoy your day. Make sure that you spend some time remembering Charlie Kirk as a human, remembering Charlie Kirk as a father and as a husband. And remember Charlie Kirk as a man who died because people did not like what he said. That's what I'm asking you to do, is forget about your political biases and just remember that there's a man that died because people did not like what he said. Simple as that. And if I stop right there, then there should be no reason to argue and fight with each other, because we have learned from these horses over here and from the bulls that are getting along with the big birds that we're not always going to agree, but we should always be open to our opinions. And you should not, nobody should die and feel that their death is justified because you don't like what they say. I've had plenty of people who say mean things about me. You might have seen some stuff today. And guess what? I don't wish you poorly. I don't wish you poorly. I wish you the best. I do. I love you. I love you. I think that one of the most vocal voices who she and I may not agree on a whole lot when it comes to some things. She knows who she is, and I love her. And I would never wish poorly on you because you and I don't agree on stuff. And then folks from other countries who we may not agree on everything, that's fine too. And so I just ask you to remember the man, the husband, and the father. Okay? And that will all happen today. And then we have to remember that we move on from here and we don't wish poorly upon people. We just want to be able to voice our opinions and not have to worry about getting murdered or assassinated because our opinions may not match yours. We love you and we're blessed to have you. And we will hope to catch you guys at the 8 o'clock video. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful day, friends. Blessed to have you. I'm going to end the video where we started it, if you don't mind. Is there a song? Is there a recommendation? Oh, hey, here we go. While we still have 3,500 people watching, do you have a recommendation of the song that I play as we're going off the air? Is there a song that I can play to make you feel good as we're going off the air? I think I have all of them here on my phone or on my computer or on my phone. Is there a certain song? So people are saying text. Someone says Ivy, text, Survivor, Rita, text. Guys, I'm sorry, but the text song is the one that most people are asking about. The Jamie song, I'll do the Jamie song. Let's go ahead and do the Jamie song. For all of you ladies, this is for all of the wonderful and beautiful ladies who get out there every day and work and work and work. Let me pull it up. Excuse me. I will absolutely play the Jamie song in honor of Jamie and Stephanie as they travel back to Texas today. I'll stop.
She logs off late from a long day's call, solving problems, juggling it all. When the day is done and the sun goes down, she trades a job for the open ground. There's hay to haul and stalls to clean, a muddy path where her soul feels seen. It's not just chores, it's something more. It's the dream she's always been working for. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's proven what a dream is worth. You don't need fame, you don't need praise, just a will to give and a heart that stays. She's got spreadsheets open by morning light, with horses waiting come early night. She's not chasing gold or
I'm ruining the song.
gleam. She's just living out her kind of dream. Long days, sore hands, and early starts, but the work she does with heart. 'Cause when you earn it with your time and sweat, you never live with one regret. So don't you wait for the perfect day. Find your fire and lead the way. You can thrive in both your worlds, wearing strength like a strand of pearls. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's showing what her life is worth. Follow your heart and don't let go. You've got more fire than you know.
kisses to everybody, y'all. Chef kisses to you all.